Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your February 2016 readings. I hope everybody had a great January. And one thing that I noticed is that the energy this year has been really cooperative in bringing forth new projects, and I really felt that there was a good opportunity for everybody to sort of break through some of the habits from 2016. When I was originally working on what I was thinking about doing for this month's videos, I thought for the channeled information, I was going to first look at what you could let go of, what you could release. And what I realized is I think a lot of you are already doing that. And I instead got this idea of pulling at latent skills, gifts, powers that we all have. And I was talking in Aries that it could be just a little bit like superpowers if you wanted to think of it that way. The truth of the matter is that we all have sort of either something that we were given when we came to the planet and maybe haven't maximized because of fear, pressure, etc., or just because we haven't given it a lot of thought. So what I focused on for your sign this month, I kept going through things in my head, and this month, just for the sake of me getting the right vision for you, I was thinking in the context of, again, these sort of superhuman, superhero powers that we actually all have, but we're not tapping into. So for yours, it's really about laser focus. If you think of Superman back in the 80s when it was a movie, you could see through things and get to the heart of a matter. So for Aries this month, it was about projection, about putting out what you wanted to happen and the way you wanted people to perceive you. For your sign, it's a different take on it. It's actually about seeing through others' mirages, projections, or even what you think it might be, but you haven't taken the time to sort of distill and look past. So laser focus. I really want all of you this month, before you make any major shifts, now that we're out of retrograde, it's more favorable to do that, but before you make any shifts in career, relationship, or life, think about usually what you see is not really what it is. So I want you to start to use your heart, your mind, your third eye as your true laser vision. And I want you to look out and go with your intuition on a matter, okay? You're much more perceptive than you probably give yourself credit for. And if you pay attention to what your heart and your third eye is telling you, this month you're probably going to be in a really good place by doing that. So let's take a look at your catalyst card for this month and see what you can do to sort of maximize that laser focus, that true vision that nobody else can get in the way of. Okay, so for you, part of this is actually allowing yourself to be immersed in either an educational pursuit or a research pursuit. And when you emerge, then you're going to have the confidence that you need. Because what I think is holding back some of you from either accepting what your intuition's bringing to you, or even allowing yourself to sort of go out on a limb and try to intuit what the truth is having that sense of, I need to be sure. So if it is a little bit of, you want to read up on something, you want to meditate on something, you want a couple of days to think it through, to sleep on it, there is power through allowing that stuff to sort of like get into your body, get into your mind, and then at a certain point, you're going to feel a push in your system where you know it's time. And we'll look when we take a glance at the 10 card spread here, your Celtic Cross, to see when you can sort of breach that resting period, when you can come out of the water and go towards whatever you want, and also get out of situations that don't feel good. So without any delay, let's take a look and see what February is bringing in for you. Yeah, I can see a lot of you already are very close to making a decision, as we see with the 10 of Wands, or moving to something new. It's interesting. I'm using an entirely different deck. As you know, I like to switch it up. But Aries had the same Hanged Man, same position. So there is a trend going on with signs this month, and it's probably not accidental that I chose a sort of similar skill. Both you and Aries are looking at vision type work this month. You, it's about uncovering, and for them it's about pushing out what they already know and what they want. So anyway, for you, the central card is one of control, and this is an alternate view of the Emperor, I believe. And with this, what's great about this, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. What this is showing is the ability to assert your wish, desire, control over a situation, and also that your power is not just in your sort of innate gift to move forward. It's actually in your ability to take other people and to galvanize an effort. So where you're going to excel is by group work. That's really what this sort of group of animals is indicating here. And diversity is going to be your friend here. You're going to need some people that are really good thinkers, some people that can go high level, other people that can push through. And you are going to be the one leading the pack. So this is not a month to sit idly, and watch things happen, or to be a wallflower. You have a lot of help. This is a great card to start with. What's sort of tempering this for you is Three of Swords. So it's pain from the past, but I really like this Three of Swords because unlike most that show just a heart with a lot of pain, what this is showing is that if you can move past it, this to me is reading a lot more about insecurity and feeling that you're safe, you're covered, you're okay, and also emerging from pain. You notice the swan here, and emerging from a painful situation as stronger, more beautiful, more ready for the future. A lot of times, this is a common thread between you and Aries. I don't know why, but a lot of times pain is like the best teacher. And if you've been coming through a very rough 2015, what I see with this is beauty, opportunity, happiness. It's within reach. And I would say it's actually there'll be a major improvement for you within 3 weeks. Definitely 3 months of the new year. But this Three of Swords, I don't choose decks accidentally. So it's a muted energy in this one. And I feel like you're actually heading out of the tough time and heading towards something a little bit more manageable. Particularly with this, the Emperor, the Horned God, underneath it, what I'm seeing here is strength and experience being brought into a new year with new opportunities and no longer feeling victimized, angry, or unable to control a situation. Ten of Wands, showing me the first week or two is actually about continuing to move. You know that you're actually already through some of the tough times, but you'll notice this person definitely feels burdened, is a little bit ready for what's next, but isn't always keeping her eye at the end of the path here, what's ahead of her. And I love this deck because there is a lot of cues to nature. And when I think of squirrels, I think of sometimes hiding things and worrying again about security and forgetting things because you think about how they put all their nuts and they can't always remember where they hid all of them. So what I want you to do is to actually realize you're closer to the path than you think, and you might have some hidden assets. So if you're feeling the need to, there might be some spending that is unexpected, look around. You actually may have more money than you need, than you realize, and there also may be people that could help you through this. So there are hidden resources, time, material, wealth, and also opportunities sort of right around the corner for you. You just need to open up to that. Love comes through for you this month. We have the Knight of Cups. So I'm quickly glancing here at your other cards. So yeah, what I'm seeing here, particularly when I see Page of Cups in your ego position, Page of Cups reversed. So what you're trying to do, a lot of you are seeking love. Some of you have already found it, but wondering where you can take it next. And for those of you that are alone, this is the month of questions and movement. So your crowning card is the Hanged Man. I like this version of it because it's not nearly as sort of like difficult to look at as some of the other ones. And what I like here is you'll see him tracing a figure 8 at the bottom, or sign for infinity. And what I see this as is you are writing your own path, your own destiny. So if you aren't with somebody, that is not necessarily a cycle you have to stay in. If you can shift this cycle. If you're with somebody and you want to take it further, you're going to have to be the one to push through the cycle. Remember, I got to pull the camera down so you can see it. Central card here is Horned God or Emperor. So you are the one that moves things this month. Nobody's going to bring things to you. So this is an active month for you. Active in calling in the right help, active in pushing out people that aren't, the right for your situation, the right match for your situation. What I see by the end of the month is you're probably going to be moving into a new relationship, a new job, something major you're going to let go of or move into. That's why the Ten of Wands is showing up. Two of Pentacles reversed is showing me what many of you are going to have to focus on is how you're allocating your time and possibly your budget. I saw budget issues earlier when I was looking at the squirrel, and for some of you there may have even been a little bit of loss or expenditures that were unexpected with the Three of Swords here. So remember that there are other ways you could be sort of inventive, thus the squirrel. So find a way to either maximize what you have, pull into a hidden pocket, think in a new way, and then also secure what you don't need to spend, because that is the part of that squirrel that makes sense. She or he is always hiding things so that they have something for the future. So I do want you to work more on saving than spending this month. And I want you to enjoy social activities, particularly in the first week. As you get to the second and third weeks, it's going to actually be more about opening up your heart in different ways through creative ventures. When we see the Page of Chalices and the Moon here, the Moon for me is often about intuition, introspection, artistic expression, writing, painting, and we see in this illustration painting as a vehicle for pulling out sort of or opening up the heart chakra. So I guess what I'm saying here is your own passion, your own activities this month in what you're doing to sort of bring love, joy, expansion to yourself, that will deepen whatever relationship you're already in. So this is the only part of your life where if you're already in a relationship, it's actually about working on yourself. If you're not in a relationship, it's about seeking out activities with like-minded people, and that's going to set up the right parameters. Either way, you'll have to do a little bit of something to push your areas of the heart open a little bit, but I definitely see that as one of your key opportunities this month. For Aries, for instance, it was all about money. For you, it's all about heart, love, creativity, and moving past a perceived sort of, I guess I would say, dead end. You're not really at it. Because what I see here is towards the third and fourth week of the month, looking good. Looking really good, actually, in turning a corner on whatever financial situation or security situation might have popped up. Remember, the Two of Pentacles can also be about self-confidence, about insecurities, about maybe not feeling comfortable in where you're headed. But what I see is good news, good tidings, and a change for the better around the 10th of the month, the 15th of the month, mid-month. I see things kind of going into a better trajectory for you. The end of the month shows one minor step back. You took like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. So the fourth week of the month with the Nine of Wands, what I'm seeing here is you may have had to make some sort of a sacrifice or a compromise, but you've come so far, and this is one of the best Nine of Wands illustrations, because if I hold it close to the camera, you'll see this guy's kind of grumpy. But what I want to encourage you is that you're actually okay, and you'll notice here with this sort of like fairy angel spirit, there's help around the corner, and I feel like this is overwhelmingly a good month. There is transition, there's a little discomfort, but what I like is if you are going to have something like the Three of Swords, it's much better to be basically in this clarification, this affecting card, than the central card or even the crowning card. And with the Hanged Man here, particularly in this illustration, What I see is you write your destiny. So again, be an agent of your own change and shift out of cycles. That's really what February is going to offer for you. And February 8th in particular, since we're going to tie into the figure 8, that's when I want to see you starting to take action towards moving away from things that are no longer suiting you, or moving towards things that are drawing you in. So between the 1st and the 8th of the month, focus. Think about people, finances, and opportunities around you, and really look past the illusion and go straight to it. You already know. A lot of times when we talk to people, it's actually just for validation on what our intuition tells us. You're not even listening to them sometimes. So you can save yourself time and effort by just going ahead and listening to your own internal voice or feeling, and I actually think that's going to steer you in the right direction this month. Let's go extended now and see what in particular is coming through for health, wealth, love, and of course destiny. So for the health card, let's give it a little shuffle here. Okay, so we talked about the first 7 to 8 days of the month being about observation and a mental sort of sharpening. This card is spot on with that. And really what I want to see you by the 12th, you should no longer be in that observe phase. We said 8th is when you start to move forward. By the 12th, I want you to be doing. So that should hopefully help you put it into action. Also notice this is the Hanged Man, the number 12. So you need to be out of your sort of stasis by the 12th. For wealth and abundance, let's see what you can do to maximize and move out of, again, any sort of lack of forward momentum there. So this is a great month for you to not only be honest with yourself, but others in regards to the truth of your financial situation. When I see the Two of Pentacles here, obviously something has to give. You are making ends meet, but you need to focus a little bit closer and really take a look. Again, I'll keep going back to your channeled information, your channeled suggestion for this month. It's your turn now to be really, really honest with yourself and with others about how much you can afford, what you should be spending your time on. And if something doesn't work, even in a relationship, then it's time to sort of let go of that. What I do like about this, I don't always read word for word, but it's about accountability. Basically saying you can't always expect others to tell you the truth, but at the very least, you have to give yourself that courtesy. Paraphrase, that's what it said. Okay, now let's take a look at love, and again, what you can do to maximize love, happiness, and relationship experiences this month. Okay, act as if your partner is here. So this goes out to both single and partnered people. For those of you that wonder, when am I going to meet someone? What this card is saying is they're already on the horizon. So we never ask ourselves, like if the sun just set here in Los Angeles, if I wanted to walk towards the mountains or the sea or whatever, I wouldn't ask myself, where's the sea? Where are the mountains? I know they're there. And so this card, all I have to do is walk towards them. So what this card is telling you is trust that a partner, whether it's a best friend, a dog, or a lover, is already matched up to you. All you need to do is live your life to the best of your potential, to be the best person you can, and walk forward as if you're heading towards them. No longer put doubt into the universe, because when you doubt yourself and you doubt God or the universe or whatever sort of magnetic cosmic powers you align to, but when you doubt that energy, then it retreats. And also when you focus on it too much, as in, I want you now, come to me now, that's equally as, it basically repels the energy. So what you want to go forward with is, and they're also sort of dancing. So think of how to meet your partner as a sort of cosmic dance. And I've discussed this before in videos, but when two galaxies sort of like crash into each other. I think Andromeda and the Milky Way are supposed to do this in several billion years. But it's not just like they come together. It's this sort of cosmic dance, and then suddenly they're together. So you're on a very, very large scale cosmic dance that brings you closer and closer to your partner, and to your ideal situation. You have to just trust that they're out there too, doing the best they can with the same wants, desires to bring you in. When you let go of that, oh, I'm going to be alone, oh, the universe hasn't thought of me, suddenly you think, it's okay, I'll be okay. I trust that it's going to happen, and just trust that you're going towards that partner. Even if it's sort of like a little bit of a curved line, you'll eventually get there, okay? So that's just confirmation to not give up. For those of you that are in relationships, realize that it takes time to get to sort of this partner situation. A lot of times it starts with infatuation, and then you start to enjoy each other's company. Sometimes you separate for a while, sometimes it's permanent, but if it's going to be sort of like, I want my life partner, it happens slowly as well. So even if you started to date somebody, you have to give them time and yourself time to see if this is the one that you want to engage in a contract with for the rest of this life, or however long it feels good. And if you're single and happy, again, I think partners come in many forms: friends, animals, and situations in your life. So think about what kind of partnerships you want to bring in, okay? But this is saying, stop thinking that it's not coming, or it's taking too long, or it happened too fast. Trust in the universe and just do your part to continue the dance, okay? Done. 12th love, destiny. Okay, my favorite of all the cards usually is the destiny card. I'll look at this deck. No, you know what? Actually, you need something a little bit more practical, is what my intuition is telling me. So we're going to go to this deck instead. So for some of you, we looked at that Three of Swords at the center, and we looked at the Hanged Man in your spread. You've already been through the worst, is what this is telling me. And so interesting, we're getting a lot of confirmation in the cards. The 8th, the 10th, the 12th. These are going to be pivotal days. So I believe the 8th is the day when you stop feeling stuck. The 12th is when you start moving out of that and stop observing where you're at. And midway between, you may have sort of like this momentary doubt, which is, I don't know, I watched that reading, it doesn't quite resonate, or my life's different. Just keep pushing through. Now, if you're feeling things are great and you want to know what rock bottom means for you, for destiny, what it's telling me is that things are actually still going to improve from where they are right now. So you may feel like this is the best it's been. I don't think it can get better. This card shows me there's room for improvement, and it's going to, this is a very optimistic card for me, even though some people would think, wait, it's rock bottom. Well, that tells me that you've hit a new foundation. So in spiritual sort of terms, what happens is you might have started, you set the bar at a new level. Now you can go up from here. On a more sort of metaphorical way of thinking about it, you've plateaued perhaps. Some of you may feel happy but wonder what's next. So what I'm seeing is that this is a plateau period, and as you move through into the next month, so as you go from February into March is going to begin the upward climb. So with any upward climb comes challenges, comes positive and negative. So enjoy the plateau period that you're in. Sometimes even is fine, knowing that it won't be even forever. Our lives are ups and downs, punctuated highs, punctuated lows, and then plateaus in between. So what I see for your sign is a plateau, as illustrated by the Hanged Man, which is going to shift, and you're going to have this interesting thing that happens over, this is around the first week and this is the last week. So you're going to have the end in sight and nearly get there, and then something pops up, but it's not going to be the end of the world, because when I see where your hopes, dreams, desired action is, between now and October, your year is going to be really exciting, and there's going to be a lot of changes happening for you. Autumn should be really interesting as well. That just came through. So really, I enjoyed reading for you this month, because there is a lot of change. It's on the horizon. And when we look again at the central card, it's all within your power and your ability. So you have a lot of fire and energy that you can bring forward this month. So remember, look past what something looks like on the surface, or if you're feeling stuck, go to the root of the matter and think, why am I stuck? And stay focused on the horizon. And when it comes to like partnership or love situations, think of that cosmic dance. I really like this illustration. And just trust that eventually the gravity is going to bring you in and closer together. Lastly, I do want you to be honest about expenditures this month, and don't make any excuses, and don't beat yourself up. Honesty without judgment is really what's coming through. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you ever feel like you need a little bit more clarification on how this would relate to your life, I do personalized readings. Right now it's about a month waiting. Sometimes things open up, so just take a look at my website. I'll post a link in the corner here. The best way to keep in touch and know when I'm posting any new videos or any other sort of news or information that comes out is to sign up for my newsletter or follow me on either Facebook and Twitter, and I'll put links to that as well. In the meantime, it's always great to connect, and I appreciate all the support in the form of likes, comments, and any of the sort of feedback you guys have given to me. It really does help, and it keeps me motivated. So keep that coming, and have a great February. I'll see you next month. Sanam.